on here. Good afternoon and welcome back to Peter's Autovlog. This is Peter. In today's video, we're going to get behind the wheel of this pre-owned 2020 Chevy Camaro SS 1LE. Very excited to get behind the wheel of this awesome looking car, especially that this one here is done in a 6-speed manual transmission. But before we go on, I want to give a big shout out to Bartow Ford for allowing me some time with this Chevrolet Camaro. Big thank you to my friend Tim, and I'm going to put all their information and a link to the website in the description below. Hey ladies and gentlemen, here we have this 2020 Chevrolet Camaro SS 1LE. Now, as I mentioned, this is a pre-owned car. It has just over 30,000 miles, and I believe the asking price is just under $40,000. So basically lots of bang for the buck, especially this 1LE. Now, this one that we have here with us here, guys, of course, it's an awesome Chevrolet. It looks so good, low, mean, basically like a race car, especially in this red hot, as Chevrolet calls this color. I wouldn't get this color because this is too fast to be basically in the color red, but it looks really good. Now, this Camaro that we have with us here is equipped with the 1LE package, which is about $7,000 back in 2020. But that package, of course, gives you this awesome matte hood with the air extractor. We got a lot of aerodynamic parts. As you can see, huge front splitter. We got the bigger 20-inch wheels with 285s in the front, 305s in the rear. Brembo brakes. You got the Ricardo seats. You got the rear splitter, the side splitter. As you can see, it's really awesomely equipped car. We got the black mirrors. Of course, it's got a bit of light tint. But as you can see, we got all the side sills here. Basically, your side, all part of the aerodynamic package that this car has. Coming on here, we see, guys, we got the rear splitter, the rear wing here with the basically like a wicker bill. Really awesome the way this is. We got a dual exhaust, we got a rear diffuser with also some side, I would guess some side, I forgot the name of the side sills. If I'm correct, I'll put the name for you guys up on the screen. I just lost it for a second there since it's about 100 degrees outside here. We got your clear taillights, which I really like, does work well with this car. Really awesome the way this Camaro looks. Actually, this is the very first time I'm getting behind the wheel of a 6-speed manual V8 Camaro. Which is kind of rare because I love this car. So I know that GM builds great, especially with handling. And since I just recently drove a Challenger 6-speed Catback model, kind of curious to see how this one is. But just by the quarter mile that I drove here, is totally a different experience. Now, of course, as I mentioned, one elite package car. This one here, as you can see, we got the huge, let me actually kneel down here a little bit, huge front splitter. As you can see, this thing looks like even like a race car. I don't know, it just feels like I'm in Sebring here, too far away from here. We got basically side working air inlets here. As you can see, that's part of the aerodynamic package. We got LED headlights, no fogless here at all, but you see we got a really nice front end. We got the matte hood that comes with this 1LE package with some air extraction to get the heat out of this small block V8. Here in the side, guys, we got the 20-inch wheels. These are dark matte wheels. These are beautiful wheels. I love these wheels. Of course, here we got a 2-piece rotor. These are 15.3 inch in diameter with a 4-piston Brembo caliper. As you can see, there is a 285mm Goodyear Eagle F1 tire, so plenty of front grip. As you can see, there's plenty of lateral grip or mechanical grip. As you can see, this one here come also equipped with the dampening system on the Magna Ride. You got lower suspension, you got thicker sway bars, all kinds of go fast goodies for the suspension that Chevrolet puts on this really well-tuned car that I've heard of. I always wanted to drive one of these, and just driving it here, I just can tell that how special these cars are. Now, of course, coming here on the side, just a little more dynamics, as you just mentioned. Coming here in the back, we got the same wheel, but we got a 305mm tire here in the back with basically a 1-piece rotor and 4-piston calipers there as well. So we got a little more, pretty good size wing here in the back with a good wicker bill here. As you can see, we got the antenna. I'm not gonna go to the back trunk because we know everybody knows that Camaros don't really have much trunk space, but sport exhaust here in this one here. As you can see, pretty cool the way that is. If we kneel down here a little bit, not much of a rear diffuser, but we got some really nice, actually, little side sills here on the side on the rear bumper for some aerodynamic. And coming here to the hood and the heart of this Camaro, let's go ahead and open up her up. We got a hydraulic assistance. Wow, thank you so much, Chevy, for including some hydraulic assistance in this hood. Here we have the 6.2 liter LT1 small block Chevy V8. This is producing 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet pound-feet of torque, basically the same number. Going to a 6-speed manual transmission. I believe it is also a Tremec, if I'm correct. If not, I'll put that information for you guys up on the screen. We also got a limited slip differential in the back, normally aspirated. See, we got an intake here as well. Fantastic engine. I absolutely love this. I love this small block Chevy V8. Such good power, reliable, fantastic power plant, guys. In terms of fuel economy, I think it's around 15 and 19 miles per gallon in the city. That really doesn't worry about driving this car, but I'll put those stats for you guys up on the screen. Doesn't worry about gas mileage, even though when you're in 6th gear in this engine and you want to do a little bit of longer, they're actually pretty good in terms of being in a 6th gear and giving you a little bit of higher range in the higher 20s for fuel economy. But fantastic engine, great transmission. Let's go ahead and get inside. Let's go ahead and open up our hand. Of course, we also got basically keyless entry as well. And coming down here, you guys, you can see we get the big Camaro here on your kick seal right there, on your kick plate. You can see you got power windows, all that kind of stuff. That's not worried about this one here. We do have the red seat belts, which is one of the options here. I'm going to actually show you guys the original sticker once we get inside. I don't have it with me, but I do have it online. You can see this one comes with the Ricardo seats, part of this 1LE package. We also got a suede covered steering wheel, which is awesome. I had one before also, but it's not the best for Florida weather because you're always sweating on them, but an awesome interior nonetheless. Let's go ahead, guys, and jump in. So here we're inside of the cockpit of this Camaro SS 1LE. Fantastic car. I mean, obviously the interior, you either love it or hate it, but I like it. It's a good ergonomic place. It's got an interesting interior. I love the AC vents. They're really cool the way they're designed. Before we go on, let's go ahead and start this girl up because it is quite hot here in Central Florida. I'm basically melting like an ice cream out in the sunlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the start button. We gotta get short transmission there. We gotta press the brake and hit our start stop button because I got the key with me here. Where it's our start stop? It's over here. Oof, it sounds so good. So we got our engine started, guys, getting everything turned on here. Of course, we got an 8-inch screen here. We're not gonna focus really on that stuff. Got a nice stereo system, navigation, of course, analog gauges here with about a 7-inch digital cluster. As you can see, there we got our Alcantara steering wheel, which is manually adjustable. We got also rev matching pedals here in the back, but an awesome car nonetheless, guys. 6-speed manual transmission. I like the overall interior. I really love the seats. The seats are awesome. These Ricardo seats. Unfortunately, you know, Chevrolet has stopped production of this Camaros, which kind of sucks. I wish, you know, unfortunately manufacturers are not really focusing on performance cars. Some are, like Ford is still producing the Mustang, but Chevrolet, you know, Stellantis with Dodge not producing any more muscle cars. So basically this is the last era you can get, and I'm sure these cars are going to be future classic, if not they're already a classic in this segment. So guys, before we close the door, let's go ahead and hear a little bit of this beautiful small block V8. Oof. I'm gonna rev it too much because I don't want to attract too much attention, but wow, that thing sounds fantastic. Let's go ahead and close the door. I'm going to lower the windows on just a little bit to hear this engine just a little bit. I'm not going to talk a lot, guys. Just kind of enjoy the drive in this 6-speed manual Camaro. As you can see, we got an Alcantara shifter. The steering wheel as well is an Alcantara. 455 horsepower, normally aspirated V8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go out on a test drive in this Camaro SS. Let's go ahead and put our camera in reverse. And actually, we're going to put our brake down. Oops, we got to put the brake on the parking brake. There we go. So let's go ahead and kind of small camera here. That grabs around too bad. We got some trajectory lines, but it's not actually too bad. You gotta be careful because this car's low and got a lot of splitters around here. So let's go ahead and go forward, and let's go ahead, guys. And yes, I'm gonna put select here. Yes, dismiss. Hold on a second here. There we go. And let's head out, guys, and check out how this awesome Camaro SS 1LE with a 6-speed manual. I just can tell how good this car feels with a manual. So for example, I'm gonna let that truck go because that Dodge is making quite a bit of noise, but I can just tell the difference that how this is different, because I remember the one in the Challenger was so kind of crooked and it was really hard to tell when it was in neutral or not the greatest in terms of the transmission. It was a good transmission, but this 6-speed manual in the Camaro is such a different ball game here. Let's go ahead, guys, and head out. Nobody coming here. So I'm not gonna do a lot of talking, just a little bit, guys, but just want you guys to enjoy this V8 with the manual. What an awesome car. This just feels so good. Transmission easy to modulate. Compared that you have a lot of power, but ergonomics feel good. Cars feel pretty tight. Oof. So Oh, thing is so flat in cornering, lots of lateral grip. Oh yes. Now I'm not gonna give it, you know, full on, because this car is pretty quick. We're gonna give it a pretty good acceleration. I don't want to get in trouble with a lot. Of course, this is a borrowed car, but it's just a fantastic acceleration. Very quick car. It feels great. It feels planted on the road. This Magna Ride suspension is just fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and put the windows up to get a little bit less, but just hear that back burner, that exhaust. What an awesome car. Yeah, this thing is just wiggly. It feels like a race car. Directness of the steering wheel, lots of feeling. Wow, this is probably one of the best cars I've driven in a while, even above my BMW. This thing just feels so good. And I'm setting a little higher for the camera, but wow, what a car, what a machine. I like it. It feels compact, small. It's a big car, obviously it's a white car, but definitely quite different feeling than a Challenger Scatback for sure. Easy modulation of the manual transmission. Clutch is pretty easy too. Now on the Alcantara steering wheel, this doesn't, you know, this absolutely doesn't wear well, especially in Florida with all the sweat and all that stuff. Wears out pretty easily. I've had a BMW before with Alcantara steering wheel and my CHP, for those who know, and I had to switch it out for leather because this thing's gonna last. Unless you're not driving this car actually daily and only tracking it once in a while, you'll be okay. But this thing becomes pretty slippery, and I don't like it too much when it's warm. But it depends on how different this one's finished, of course. And of course, we got quite a bit of traffic here. I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit. I see the guys turning here in the back, so we might not have anybody directly behind, so we can stay back a little bit. Oh, but that V8. Oh yes. A little bit of run here. Good power out of the V8. Wow, what a fantastic machine this is. It's only got 30,729 miles, so I pretty much used it. I saw the Carfax on it. I believe have like 3 or 4 owners on it, but no accidents in this car, which is, you know, you gotta be careful. This thing's respect a lot of grip in this car. Gotta have a lot of respect for it. But just the brakes, oh yeah, everything's falling in front. These Brembos are fantastic. Lots of good grip. This thing will be fantastic at Sebring, which is about an hour away from here. I haven't been back there in a while, but this will be so much fun to take on that 3.7 mile track. Wow, what a machine. I love this car. So, you know, GM spent a lot of money in developing this car. I believe they use the same platform as the CTS or the ATV or the one they had. So this platform is proven, I think it's the Alpha platform, if I'm correct. If not, I'll put it up for you guys on the screen. But what a fantastic car. The chassis, the dampening, the way the suspension was set up is just so good. Chevy did a good job with this car. This one elite package is definitely worth it with all this awesome stuff. This thing is so much. It feels so planted, so grounded. I haven't felt like, you know, especially like the last car I drove that it felt like this was that Mustang Mach 1 with the modified suspension and the big wheels, the white one. If you see one of my channel, that had an aftermarket suspension which felt fantastic, very similar to this car. But yeah, this is a Camaro. This feels so good. This one, the car feels low. Obviously, you got a low dash. It doesn't feel big. It feels pretty tossable. Obviously, it's pretty stiff. It's not it's probably around 3,800 pounds. This Camaro, I'm not sure. I'll put that for you guys up on the screen. But this feels great. Obviously, the suspension is stiff. You can feel a lot of the bumps, especially with this low-profile 20-inch tires. But an overall great car. I mean, this is so much fun. In terms of visibility, yes, the car, there's not a lot of visibility. Pretty small rear window. The side windows are pretty small, so not a lot of greenhouse, but you feel, especially this Ricardo, it's just figuring like a bucket. Such a good car. Wow, yeah, what a great car Chevrolet built. Too bad that they're not building these cars anymore. That's the last of them. So this will be a collector's car for sure, especially with a 6-speed manual. You know, they're just great fun cars. A lot of car for the money. $40,000. I mean, you can even get into a base, you know, 235, whatever, something sport like this. Even you know, a Mustang will be. You have to go to the dark horse to get some performance similar to this. But what an overall fantastic car this Camaro is for sure. Especially this one elite package is worth every penny of the $7,000 Chevrolet's charging. But let me know, guys, coming into conclusion, fantastic Camaro. I love this car. It sounds so good. Man, you can't beat these cars, and so sad that, you know, you see more of these cars losing. You know, they're not building them anymore. You gotta go to electric, hybrid, all this, you know, emissions crap that, you know, they want to implement with electric cars. I'm sure it's fine. I like electric cars. The Mach-E GT that I recently drove was very much fun, but you know, there's nothing like the V8s, nothing like, you know, the sound these cars make. This is what car enthusiasts and me that I love driving really enjoy, especially with a 6-speed manual like this. Wow. Once again, guys, big thank you to Bartow Ford for allowing me some time with this Camaro SS. Really appreciate them and trusting me with this car. Great car. Hope somebody picks this up soon because they're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm sure this is not gonna last too long, especially with a 6-speed manual. They're not easy to find. Not crazy about the red color. I'll prefer something like a blue, something in that nature, because this car's in red. It's gonna attract a lot of attention, and I just don't think it's correct. But all right, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. You guys have a great evening, day, or morning, or wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.